hello everybody for the people that are online. So we'll have an overview together with me and Ilaria regarding the digital services that are delivered by iCenter, which is an infrastructure of technology and people that we have in Turbo Machinery and Process Solutions divisions in Hughes. You know, Hughes is an energy technology company that is providing solutions for the oil and gas and the industrial customers for making energy forward, for making it cleaner, safer, and more efficient. We're talking about sustainability this afternoon, in particular on energy efficiency and emissions. So we'll have the possibility to give you some snapshots of what we are doing. What about iCenter? What is the philosophy behind that? It's not, as I mentioned before, it's not about only technology where we connect your equipment in compression stations or beyond compression stations for making them digital through our analytics, through our processing for creating real IoT machines. But again, everything is possible by converting data that is coming from your units into solutions for your end through people. And when we talk about people, it's not about our engineering organization that is behind iCenter, but it's also through the collaboration that we have with you as an operator or end user for the human and subject. It's not going to be only, let me say, a standalone solution that cannot be integrated with other platforms or infrastructures that you may have your company. The infrastructure that we have in iCenter can be integrated easily with other platforms that you may already have in use based on certain technical assumptions, either on the IT side or on the technical side or in general for making it operationally. What is the current footprint of iCenter? At the moment, we are covering 24/7 all over the world through 3 hubs: Florence in Italy, Houston in Texas, and Kuala Lumpur in Malaysia, for covering the entire day, of course. And in particular, we are right now covering more than 1,400 assets globally. As you can see from the page, the majority of them are in the LNG segment, but in general, pipelines have been always represented a huge component of service and collaboration that we have in our infrastructure, in our services that we provide in terms of support for improving reliability and performance of your units. In particular, the journey that we started 20 years ago through iCenter started with a major national pipeline that we have in Europe. A brief snapshot of the portfolio that we have on iCenter before leaving Ilaria to get some details on some applications that we have here highlighted. iCenter, of course, provides a first level of connectivity that is going to be integrated with your plants, your sites, in order to ensure a smoother transition of data from the equipment there and compliant with all the cybersecurity requirements that you may have. And then there is a sort of scalable type of service that we start from early anomaly detection or early warning, as you prefer to call it, going through the optimization performances of the covered equipment to advanced services that are essentially the conversion of analytics that we manage in our internal infrastructure to front-end apps that you can self-utilize and together with the support of our engineering service department. Ultimately, it's possible not only to take into account reliability and performance optimization, but we can talk also about maintenance optimization that in conjunction with maintenance services that we can provide as Hughes. There's the possibility to provide online condition-based maintenance, predictive maintenance, and production optimization insights. In particular, today we would like to highlight a couple of remote advanced services. One is DLE EITEP status, and the other one is carbon optimizer. Plus, we would like to also to show what you can do not only from remote but from the control system of your equipment. Of course, in particular, we are also an OEM, so we can provide additional value in injecting technology in control systems that we can know as OEM. Ilaria, I switch over to you for the EITEP status.
Yes, thank you. Good morning, good afternoon to everybody. So the first use case is an app that we want to show is a DLE status. So draw low emission health status app that is based on the connectivity on the equipment or aero fleet. And we are able to leverage the data that we received from remote in order to estimate what is the health status of subsystem and critical component that we have for a gas turbine DLE kit. So mainly we have the KPI related on the mapping, the monitoring of the key component like bleed valve and VSV, the fuel gas rate, but also the diagnosis about emissions and pulsation. So, of course, this application that is based on the data and the intelligence beyond the data is possible to link some other service to have a fine mapping, fine-tuning, and troubleshooting using remote expert from engineering department that can support the system and can notify the anomalies. Mainly also the important feature is to visualize the historical data and real-time data to compare what is the actual status with the past, and also to make like a real status update and anamnesy and history, so looking what are the main cause of the anomalies detected. So the main benefit of the application is to have a direct user interface to interact and to verify what is the status for entire system, looking the efficiency, looking the emission prediction, and to be more proactive to verify what is the best status and the best usage of the equipment. In our experience, applying this kind of solution, we are able to have a saving of 2 days of production per year, and also to make a lot of forecast mapping to suggest the customer when we need to map the machine due to the seasonal reason or the other things. The second apps mentioned by Daniele is more related on our capability to estimate and to predict what is the emissions, because looking and using OEM models, we are able to estimate with high accuracy the overall efficiency and to provide insight to reduce fuel consumption. This is not only at equipment level, so not only to estimate what is the emission, CO2 emission equipment by equipment, but mainly the idea is to have an integrated solution at plant level or enterprise level to estimate what is the emission for entire site, for entire fleet connected. Of course, the two main advantage using this solution that is based on some edge capability and some cloud computation capability is to have a real design model running continuously, matching the actual data and verify what is the real efficiency that machine is doing, and also to visualize the outcome and counters for long time period in order to make a real forecast about emission and display what is the potential impact in the future. For applicability, of course, we are talking about power gen trains, but also a compressor station, so driving by a turbine or electric motor, because we are thinking about a solution to estimate heat material balance for the entire site. And of course, the main goal is to provide to customer a real data to maximize efficiency and to reduce fuel consumption. Combining this solution with the some aid solution, we can also have an enhanced benefit, because we can have the same estimation not only at the base load but also at the partial condition. And for the last solution, okay, based on this combination, we can have three main pillars, three main solutions that we combine. The first one, what we call it efficiency boosting, is a software logic that we are able to run at the edge, so in the control system, to optimize the stage down combustion mode in order to have the best approach during the combustion. So the saving that we are able to achieve is up to 11% at the partial load. So the usage at the partial load is a real benefit using this kind of software. The second one is a software capability to predict emission. So in this case, we are talking about pollutants. So the NOx, CO2 that we are producing, again, using a hybrid model combining machine learning and design model to estimate and to measure with the synthetic sensor what is the real emission at the exhaust stack. Finally, the last solution is related on what we can implement to minimize the human intervention. So, AutoMapper is a control software logic that allows us to minimize the intervention in terms of mapping to avoid any anomalies that can happen in particular condition. So the idea is to move some control some parameters, let me say, in the control system to verify the status of the software, especially for emission perspective and pulsation perspective. Those are the main solution that we can propose to be more efficient and to minimize fuel and emission. I don't know if you have any question.
Thank you, Daniele and Ilaria. Grazie. We have a question coming from Andrea. He says, hello, Daniele. In a typical path towards the digital transformation in pipelines, what are the key requirements and steps followed by end users? Can you guide us through the process an operator would look at?
Easy question. But in general, operators have already some initiatives on digital transformation. What we can do for supporting them in their set of initiatives would be important to evaluate a collaboration, especially on critical compressor equipment, for understanding how we could support them, either through, let me say, some standard pilot or trial for evaluating our portfolio first, and then we can scale up to their potential to their complete fleet for becoming more and more partnering their own platform for ultimately, apart from the efficiency and the emissions optimization, for making their operations successful in terms of cost control and in terms of maintenance optimization. This is something that through a phased approach, and that's the suggestion we provide, we can deliver to them.
Perfect, thank you.